6. You can pick it up at any Rise Federal Credit Union location. Also available on KTSM.
You're watching KTSM 9 News First at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9 Plus. I'm Monica Cortez. A man convicted of killing his own uncle will now spend nearly 3 decades in prison. This video you're seeing here was from the scene in 2022 in South El Paso outside of the Jalisco Cafe. And what we know so far is that according to the district attorney's office, Angel Hinojoso shot at his aunt and uncle. His aunt survived, but his uncle, Jesus Lopez, died from his injuries. Hinojos had lived with his uncle at the time of the shooting. He was handed down a 27-year sentence. And El Paso police are investigating an industrial accident in northeast El Paso. According to police, one person has died due to the accident at the dope facility over in Fred Wilson. Police say their Crimes Against Persons unit is investigating the incident, which happened at about 6 p.m. yesterday. So far, we know that it was a man who was found dead. No other information has been given to us. We'll make sure to keep you updated as soon as we learn more. And an investigation is underway after an employee with one of the subcontractor groups working at the new migrant detention facility at Fort Bliss died. According to NBC News, 38-year-old Hector Gonzalez worked with Disaster Management Group, one of the several subcontractors working on Camp East Montana, the new immigration detention facility at Fort Bliss that is set to become the nation's largest facility of its kind. It's reported that Gonzalez died in a workplace accident last month, with the incident being investigated by OSHA. NBC News asked DHS about Gonzalez's death, but the department referred all contracting questions regarding Camp East Montana to the DOD. Meanwhile, advocacy groups are calling for the new immigration detention center at Fort Bliss to be shut down. The Border Network for Human Rights, as well as several other organizations from West Texas and southern New Mexico, gathered on a sidewalk, and basically what they did is protest the recent opening of the East Montana detention facility dubbed Lone Star Lockup. 40 activists lined the sidewall of the Estrella del Paso building, some holding a large sign demanding to close the camps.
It has been militarized and it is illegitimate.
Uncertainty about the operating of the facility makes it extremely hard for us to assess who's detained there, what's their circumstances, and what their needs are, including legal needs as well as humanitarian needs.
Now, as we've been reporting, the tent facility says it's already housing 1,000 migrants, all adult males. The Trump administration says it plans to install more tents in the next year or so until capacity reaches 5,000. Well, in national news, just how big is the U.S. immigrant population and how has it changed since President Trump was sworn into office? In today's Political Minute, Washington correspondent Maddie Beer-Temple crunches new numbers that tell that story.
After more than 50 years of rapid growth, the U.S. immigrant population is now shrinking. I'm Maddie Beer-Temple, Washington correspondent. The Pew Research Center finding that for the first time since the 1960s, the country's immigrant population just declined. Back in January, the foreign-born share of the U.S. population hit an all-time high with more than 53 million immigrants. But by June, the total immigrant population decreased by about 1.5 million people. That's because more left or were removed from the country than arrived. According to the latest available data from 2023, a majority of U.S. immigrants lived in only 12 metropolitan areas, New York City being the largest, followed by Los Angeles and Miami. Most of the nation's immigrants lived in just 4 states, California, Texas, Florida, and New York. Just over half of all U.S. immigrants were born in Latin America. As for legal status, 73% of immigrants were in the country lawfully, while the rest were unauthorized. I'm Maddie Beer-Temple, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
All right, here's a live look outside using our tower camera, and this is what it looks like. So we're seeing those puffy white clouds and nice blue skies. Big question is, are we in for more rain this weekend, Robert?
That sky looks like my kind of Friday sky.
It looks beautiful. I love it.
It is beautiful, and it's right at temperatures, right at normal. This is just gorgeous. Now, the storms will return to us, Monica, but not until next week. Until then, enjoy a beautiful weekend. 94 degrees is the temperature right now at the International Airport. Dew point 48, 21% relative humidity. High temperatures so far. We've hit 96 Juarez, 92 Las Cruces, 95 Deming, 93 Alamogordo, and 81 in Ruidoso. Satellite radar composite. Say goodbye to any chance of showers or thunder showers for the next several days. Saturday, clear, couple of clouds, beautiful on Sunday with sunshine on the radar composite. Not even a pop over the mountains. We're very stable and very dry. Now here's a quick look at your Saturday forecast. High temperature tomorrow will be popping up to about 96 degrees in the afternoon. Lots of sunshine, good dog walking weather. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We'll talk about potentially strong storms and a threat of heavy rainfall. I'll tell you which days coming up in just a bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take you outside now using our Textalk cameras. So this is I-10 A&M Circle in East El Paso, and as you can tell, traffic is moving along quite nicely in both directions. Not a lot to slow us down. I-10 RV Drive, things are moving pretty smoothly. Well, football in the borderland is back as week 1 of New Mexico High School football is underway, and we begin the 2025 slate with a rivalry at the Field of Dreams in Las Cruces. That's where we find KTSM 9 sports reporter Kelly Horyczun, who is live up there. And Kelly, what can you tell us about the match today?
Monica, this is going to be an exciting one. I'll tell you that much about this matchup. It's always super exciting to start the football season, right, for all of us sports lovers out there, but pair that with a rivalry match to get things going, and that just adds that much more anticipation, and that's exactly where we find ourselves headed into week 1 of New Mexico High School football, a showdown between Las Cruces and Mayfield. Now, this is the second consecutive year both these teams started off their schedule facing one another, and it was Las Cruces who walked with the win last year, defeating the Trojans 50-7. Now, a lot of those guys on Las Cruces' squad returns, bringing back both experience, but most importantly, talent as well. The team telling me earlier in the week they've done nothing but build upon that momentum of last season coming into 2025 even stronger, leading to even more excitement surrounding opening up the season here today.
The greatness is in the repetition, right? And it's kind of at any level in any sport. If you can repeat that greatness, the simple things over and over, then you're going to have a chance whenever those big moments come. And so this group's been a group that has bought in, since last year. Just everything that they've done, they've kind of raised the bar on.
We are all very excited as a program. We've all been ramped up for this game. Even outside the school, everyone's just ramped up for this thing. But I know as a team, we're just trying to focus on everything we got, our process. We're all just ready for it.
We all understand that as a team. We've all come together. We all put in the extra work that we need to do. I feel like we're all ready for what we've been waiting for the entire offseason. Week 1, rivals, it's go time.
Speaking of go time, we were about 3 hours away from kickoff coming up tonight at 7 o'clock here from the Field of Dreams. But before we reach then, don't go anywhere. Coming up at 4:30, we're going to take a look at Mayfield's side of the ball and how they're entering tonight, week 1, and in a rivalry match at that. We'll also have highlights coming up tonight at 10. For now, reporting live from the Field of Dreams, Kelly Horyczun, KTSM 9 Sports. Monica.
Kelly, thank you so much. Well, coming up, the California Parole Board denied Eric Menendez's request for parole, and his brother is up next for review. We shared this story on our social media, and we'll go over your thoughts in our comments segment. Then it's been 10 years of Pixel, and Google is celebrating with a new lineup. We're going to show you what new upgrades you can expect a little later in this newscast. Thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
WD Sport Hybrid for $339 a month or 36 months. Visit ElPasoHonda.com for more.
Welcome back, everyone. The California Parole Board denied Eric Menendez's request for parole. 36 years and 1 day after he and his brother Lyle shot and killed their parents in the family's Beverly Hills mansion. The highly anticipated hearings are the closest the brothers have come to freedom after decades in prison. Eric now has to wait for 3 years until he will be able to pursue parole again. Lyle Menendez has his hearing today. We did share this story over on our social media accounts, and many of you guys had a lot of thoughts you wanted to share with us. We start with Jane Sims, who writes, "They have been in prison most of their life. I believe such a horrible crime doesn't deserve parole. Besides, they probably are not capable of living a good life outside of prison." Melanie Johnson said, "I love how people think he was just gonna be released and are upset that he didn't. If you have a bad prison record, that counts too. If he wanted to be released, he would have acted better in prison." And Naomi Scarlett Branson writes, "Grateful for this. We do not need people in prison without parole getting paroled. Now this just negates every single inmate who is serving the same way. We can't let them all out, and you can't do for one what you can't do for all," end quote. Well, here at KTSM, of course, we do value your opinion, and we, of course, want to hear more from you. So make sure you're following us on all of your social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Well, as the fall semester begins, students are getting paper checks for their financial aid refunds. We're going to tell you why a little later in this newscast. This is KTSM 9+.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderlands' only certified broadcast meteorologist.
All right, welcome back, everyone. All right, Mr. Robert. So for us, we're looking forward to the weekend, and we're trying
to... You're looking forward to the weekend?
Yeah.
Really?
Aren't you?
Are we supposed to say that we are?
I think so, aren't you?
Don't we just want to live here on the set?
That's true. I want to stay here forever.
Okay, all right. But for those who want that weekend.
Yes, who want to make plans for the weekend.
Yes, it's going to be nice. Okay, let's take a look outside right now and look at the temperature. 89 degrees in Las Cruces, dew point 42, 19% relative humidity. So we're in for a gorgeous few stretch of days all the way through Saturday, Sunday, Monday as well. Change will be coming again next week. The monsoon is not done with us, and we could face some strong thunder showers and the potential for some heavy rainfall as well by the middle of the week. Here are the high temperatures so far today. We've been at 94, 96 Juarez, 95 Deming, 93 Alamogordo, and 81 in Ruidoso. Let's compare to other towns through the southwest. Oh, it's a cool down in Phoenix, only 110 so far today. 98 Laredo, 96 San Antonio, and 94 in Austin. Satellite radar composite. We've just dried out right at the mid-level of the atmosphere. It's very stable, a much lower relative humidity mid-level where the storms and even the clouds are made. So we've had a couple of clouds today, and they are pretty. They will fade within the next few hours, and we will be clear overnight tonight. Don't worry about the showers or storm chances as we cruise into Saturday and Sunday. They're not going to be there. It's going to be a very beautiful, peaceful weekend. Here are the temperatures in your area right now. Now tomorrow, high temperature about 96 degrees. So here comes your exclusive 9-hour forecast for your Saturday. Expect those clouds to look much like they did today, like a movie set. Just gorgeous. High temperature 96 and east winds at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So on occasion, it'll be a little breezy over on the western slopes of the mountains. Here's your allergy forecast. No change, 9s across the board next 3 days. Low temperatures tonight. 65 for you, Las Cruces, 68 TRC, 55 Ruidoso, 49 in Cloudcroft tonight. High temperatures tomorrow. Wake up to perfection achieved. Couple of clouds in the afternoon. We'll paint that movie set again. 93 Alamogordo, 95 Deming, 97 for Juarez, 94 for Van Horn. Tonight for you, clearing skies, perfectly beautiful at 65 degrees for your low temperature tonight. Las Cruces tomorrow, 94 with easterly winds. Tonight for us, 72 low temperature at the International Airport, and then we'll climb to about 96 tomorrow afternoon with partly cloudy skies, and that's right about where we should be this time of year. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. On Sunday, sunshine, 95 degrees. Monday, couple of clouds. Now, we could see some distant lightning as the storms begin to want to move in again. But Tuesday, by that evening, we could see potentially strong thunder showers. 93 the high temperature that day. Look at Wednesday, 89, but a threat of heavy rainfall. We get a surge of mid-level moisture. Thunder showers likely on Thursday with a high of 92. Partly cloudy Friday, and then we'll see the storms return by Sunday of that weekend. Don't go anywhere. More KTSM 9 News coming up in just a moment.
segment sponsored by your local Nissan dealers.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, this week, Google unveiled its next generation of Pixel devices with the help of late-night TV host Jimmy Fallon. Our Rich DeMuro was there and shows us what's new in today's Rich on Tech.
It has been 10 years of Pixel, and Google is celebrating with a new lineup. The Pixel 10 series has new AI features. There's a brand new foldable with dust resistance, and the Pixel Watch 4 can now call for help using satellites. But perhaps the best feature, magnets. You can now snap on accessories. Jimmy Fallon! Google turning its latest Pixel launch into a late-night talk show.
Welcome to Made by Google 2025.
I was in Brooklyn for the unique format, a mix of laughter, celebrities, and new AI-powered products.
Well, I'm the Senior Vice President of Platforms and Devices. That sounds like a job you made up. Okay, what do you...
On stage, popular podcaster Alex Cooper, Peloton instructor Cody Rigsby, and even a Jonas brother. But the real star, the Pixel 10. For the first time, Google skipped heavy specs and focused on software smarts. One of the biggest highlights, Magic Q. When someone texts you a question, Google's AI can instantly pull the answer from past messages and more.
It finds the right information at the right time, and it surfaces it.
Photo editing is simpler too. Just tell the phone what you want fixed, and AI does the rest. And now, you can have a phone call in another language. AI translates your words and speaks them in a voice that sounds like you.
What we really wanted to do was take that user's voice, translate it, and keep that emotional connection with the other person.
Other notable upgrades, the Pixel Fold now has dust resistance, a first for any foldable, and it's tested to last 10 years of opens and closes. The whole Pixel lineup is finally getting magnets. Google calls it Pixel Snap, similar to Apple's MagSafe. The Pixel Watch 4 lets you lift your wrist to talk to Gemini AI. And it's the first smartwatch that can call for help through satellites, but that requires the LTE version.
Even if you're off the grid, you'll be able to contact emergency services, share your location, and get help in an emergency.
Google says it engineered this year's event to talk to more than just techies.
We really wanted to try something different and reach consumers directly.
This was a completely different format for a tech launch, but in this case, it kind of worked. I was laughing. The Pixel 10 starts at $800. The Pro models start at $1,000. They will be in stores on August 28th. As for this foldable device, it will start at $1,800, and it's available in October. In Brooklyn, I'm Rich DeMuro. That's Rich on Tech.
All right, very interesting. Guys, don't go anywhere. We still have another half hour of news and weather coming up on KTSM 9+, your digital show.
Rest in Purple. Get free delivery and 0% interest financing for 60 months. Mattress Firm, we make sleep.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 Plus. Football in the Borderland is back, if you can believe that. And as week 1 of New Mexico high school football is underway, we begin the 2025 slate with a rivalry at the Field of Dreams in Las Cruces. That's where we find KTSM 9 Sports reporter Kelly Horyczun, who is live with more on today's matchup. Hey there, Kelly.
Hi, Monica. As you mentioned, this is week 1 here in New Mexico for high school football, and we've got an exciting one at that. It's always exciting to start up the year and the football season, but when you add a rivalry week to start things off, it just adds that much more anticipation. And one of the biggest storylines surrounding this year's matchup is Las Cruces is looking for their 10th consecutive win over Mayfield. Now, of course, the Trojans looking for their first win for the first time in 10 years. The Trojans found themselves on the losing side of things last year with a score of 50-7. Now, their program did see a tremendous amount of turnover during this offseason, which does lead the team to lacking some consistency, but in their eyes, it also provides an opportunity to start things off on a clean slate.
It is a new year, and you know, when you play Cruces High and it's Mayfield, you do remember the past. Obviously, starting off the first game versus a great team is tough, but I like it. Last year was last year. We have different kids. We're looking forward to it, and it's going to be exciting.
I think we have a great new game plan. We just need to execute. Everything we do, we need to come out here and we need to work. We obviously didn't get the outcome we wanted last year, but you know, we use that every day. We use that as drive every time we talk to each other. So we're going to come out and we're going to execute.
This 2025 offense is going to be something that people should be worried about. I think we're going to come out and we're going to drive the ball on every team that we play this year. We just have to, you know, put in more effort. We have to keep fighting and not let up those little tiny mistakes and just fix everything that we can.
So Las Cruces will be looking for decade-long bragging rights here tonight, while Mayfield will be looking to get back in the win column and start to get back on track. Now, we are still 2.5 hours away from kickoff, things starting here at 7 p.m. tonight, but we are seeing teams roll in as well as fans. On my left-hand side here, Mayfield, the home team here tonight, and we've got tons of decorations, definitely adding again to just this long rivalry that's been going on, and these two teams going to battle it out. On my right-hand side here, we also have Las Cruces in the house, already showing out, making sure that their Bulldogs are supported here tonight. So again, kickoff 7 p.m. tonight, and we will have those highlights and results coming up at 10. Reporting live from the Field of Dreams, Kelly Horyczun, KTSM 9 Sports. Monica.
Kelly, can't wait to see those results tonight at 10. Well, for many UTEP students, it's routine, right, to receive their financial aid refunds through direct deposit. Very easy. But as the fall semester begins, students are actually getting paper checks instead. This comes after phishing scams targeted students earlier this year. Now, students lined up Friday at the Mike Loya building to pick up their refunds. UTEP says the change is temporary, but after scammers used fake emails to steal students' aid by changing bank account info.
There are evil people out there who are targeting students not just here but nationwide and trying to trick them into changing their bank account information so that they can steal their financial aid. We have been working with our admissions office, our financial aid office, and our information technology office to try to make sure that students get what is theirs and that these crooks don't steal from them.
Students are also getting ready for parking next week, and permits went on sale August 12th. Some students told us the most popular permits sold out quickly. Prices are up slightly. Silver lots are now $300, blue lots $225, and remote green lots are $165 per year. Shuttle service picks up again August 25th, which will be the start of the fall semester at UTEP, and classes start on Monday. Well, the UT System Board of Regents has awarded UTEP $118 million to revitalize their campus. The announcement was made today following the Board of Regents' August's meeting. Now, the money will be distributed over 3 years and will address UTEP's campus master plan that was completed last year. Now, it outlined a serious need for maintenance for many of UTEP's 105 campus buildings that will include roofing, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC issues. You can also see a restoration of building exteriors in addition to the Student Union building, another project that was also approved, and it will replace Union West with a new facility and a renovation to Union East.
The students have looked at what they want. They led the way and voted to increase the fee. Then our legislative delegation in Austin did a fantastic job, Senator Blanco and Representative Perez, in leading the way to get the legislature to approve it. And today, the last step was the Regents' approval, so we will go forward with the planning for a revitalized Union. It'll revitalize the west part of the Union, which is the newer part, and then the older part is actually structurally, there's some serious problems with it, so we will take that down and build a new West Union.
Now, that phased fee increase will begin next spring at $70 per semester, and it's going to go up to $120 per semester in the fall of 2026, before reaching $150 per semester in the fall of 2027 through the spring of 2028. Well, the proposed congressional map that gives Republicans an advantage to pick up more seats in Congress is on the doorstep of becoming law. It just needs to be approved by the Texas Senate, which Republicans control. The map is scheduled for a vote today, but Senate Democrats are delaying the Republican victory. Capitol correspondent Dylan McKim, he brings us inside the Senate chamber.
Of course, I didn't draw the map.
Surrounded by a sparsely populated gallery, the future of Texas's congressional map played out on the Senate chamber floor.
It's the people's courtroom.
Senate Democrats peppering the bill's sponsor about the map's impact on minority communities.
How does your plan affect the black communities of Harris County and Fort Bend County, Senator King?
I did not take racial data into consideration with regard to this map.
Republican Senator Phil King telling his colleagues that his legal counsel confirmed the map does not violate the Voting Rights Act.
I have a complete confidence that it meets all legal requirements.
The Republican-controlled Senate is ready to approve the map, but Democrats attempting one more move to delay the inevitable. Senator Carol Alvarado intends to filibuster. As long as she keeps talking about the bill and stands at her desk, she can talk as long as she wants. She did a 15-hour filibuster in 2021.
Human Services Committee.
Former State Senator Wendy Davis successfully killed an abortion bill on the last day of a special session in 2013 when she filibustered. It will be nearly impossible for Alvarado to filibuster long enough to kill this bill, but Davis said it can still serve a purpose.
Bringing attention to this illegal and racially biased power grab.
When Republicans eventually approve the map, it will be signed by the governor. But as it moves out of the legislature, its next stop will be the courts to decide if the map is ultimately legal. In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
Well, across the state, it has now been 50 days since the 4th of July flood ravaged the Texas Hill Country, taking at least 138 lives. Parents of those victims spoke to Texas lawmakers this week, sharing stories of unimaginable loss.
This loss is one no parent should have to endure.
Now, the flooding along the Guadalupe River killed 27 at Camp Mystic alone. In Austin Wednesday, after parents remembering those bright young lives and the tragedy, spawning questions about why flood warnings from the National Weather Service weren't communicated more widely and how to improve camp emergency protocol.
A precious, hilarious, kind, caring, silly, loving little girl who always wanted to help others died because there was no plan. Seal's life ended not because of an unavoidable act of nature, but because of preventable failures.
Now, all parents in support of Senate Bill 1 barring future camps from building in a floodplain and requiring existing camps to have weather radios and evacuation drills. Lawmakers passed the bill out of committee unanimously. All right, let's go ahead and talk about weather now here in El Paso, because this is our view right now. You're seeing those, I call them Simpson clouds, you know, like how the Simpson starts, and that's the first scene. That's what it looks like here in El Paso. So, Robert, are these Simpson clouds going to produce rain?
I love the Simpsons. Yeah, hey, we've got some Simpson clouds up here in Ruidoso as well. Look at that. Very beautiful, very dry. No monsoon, at least for a few days, but it'll be coming back at us middle of next week. So enjoy the weekend, shall we? All right now in Ruidoso, we've got a temperature of 81 degrees. Lots of sunshine, couple of Simpson clouds, that's about all. In Las Cruces right now, it is 91 degrees, winds 7 miles per hour, and the dew point only 41. I look at the satellite radar composite. We've got just a few clouds, and high temperatures made it to 96 Juarez, 92 Las Cruces, 93 Alamogordo, and 95 Deming. We're going to be storm-free all the way through Sunday, Monday as well. Now on Tuesday, things start to change. That's when we'll get a chance of potentially strong thunder showers with a heavy rain threat for us on Wednesday. Until then, enjoy temperatures right near normal and a lot of sunshine. I'm going to have that detailed 9-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Well, the Department of Veterans Affairs is studying how psychedelic-assisted therapy could actually help veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. Washington correspondent Maddie Beer-Temple, she talked to the VA secretary and the lawmaker who's pushing for the potential treatment option.
Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins says his department is researching how psychedelics paired with therapy could help veterans with PTSD.
We have over 12 studies going on right now within the VA that deal with psychedelics, MDMA, psilocybin, and others, and we're continuing to push forward on that.
Collins says he wants to make sure all options are on the table when it comes to taking care of those who served, and so far,
we're already seeing some great results, and that's what's kept us to push for more as we go forward.
Last year, the FDA rejected a psychedelic treatment for PTSD, saying the data wasn't there. Now some lawmakers say they're optimistic the tide is turning, with the administration conducting research.
It sure smells like we're heading in the right direction. It feels like it.
California Democratic Congressman Lou Correa chairs a caucus to promote studying psychedelic therapies and says he's had encouraging meetings with Secretary Collins. He sees this as a potential way to stem veteran suicides.
I want some solutions. 20 or so veteran suicides a day because of PTSD is way too many. One is too many.
Correa says he also wants to make sure people aren't leaving the U.S. to get treatment.
Do they go to somebody who's credible? Do they go to somebody who knows what they're doing?
The FDA in 2017 designated MDMA, also known as ecstasy, as a breakthrough therapy, indicating it could be more helpful than existing treatments. In Washington, I'm Maddie Beer-Temple.
Well, Bluebell Ice Cream is voluntarily recalling some of their ice creams and issuing an allergy alert. Bluebell says that the recalled product was mistakenly packaged in chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream cartons with a Millennium Crunch lid, meaning the product has undeclared almond, walnut, and pecan. Now, the affected ice cream half gallons were distributed through retail outlets in New Mexico and Texas. So far, no illnesses or reactions have been reported. Well, coming up, Crackle Barrel has introduced a new look this week, and it was actually met with some backlash. We shared this on a story on social media. We're going to go over your thoughts in our In the Comments segment. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
For more details.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderlands' only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, Robert, so you and I were talking about this. I like Cracker Barrel. I really do. So, okay, you have on the left the iconic picture, the logo, right?
Yeah.
The guy kind of like leaning on the barrel.
Barrel?
That's what it used to look like. The other one is what it looks like now. And so my question to you is, what do you think about the change? This is a new change that Cracker Barrel is trying to roll out.
Well, it's a little stark.
I don't like it.
I mean, it is kind of Cracker Barrel, you know, like a country. Yeah. Well, it says old country store.
See,
I mean, where else can I get a potpourri dispenser shaped like an outhouse?
Or Scooby-Doo's merch.
I haven't seen that, but I love.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, there's like mugs and.
You're not going to find a Labubu.
No.
Or maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe the new Cracker Barrel will have. I don't want one. Yeah, they're kind of.
Right?
They're creepy.
Don't cancel us.
It has stirred up quite the
buzz
controversy.
Online.
Yeah, it has. So I understand you have some comments coming up?
Yes, so after this, Robert, once we learn about the fantastic weather, we're going to talk about everyone's reaction online.
It sounds good. I can't wait. Here comes your 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. We're in for a beautiful weekend ahead. Lots of sunshine, only a couple of clouds here or there. Winds will be out of the east at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. 96, high temperature for tomorrow. Here are the highs so far today. We've made it to 96 in Juarez, 94 at the airport, 92 Las Cruces, and 93 in Alamogordo. Across the southwest, Dallas reporting 95, 88 Houston, 94 Corpus Christi, out in Phoenix, Arizona, 110 so far today. A look at this satellite radar composite. We shall stay storm-free through the weekend ahead. We are simply too dry, too stable as an atmosphere. Might see a few afternoon clouds, the movie set type, the little fluffy cumulus clouds. That's about all. 94 is the temperature at the airport right now, and the dew point has dropped down into the 40s, so we're going to stay dry and comfortable through the weekend ahead. Here are the temperatures in your area right now. Expect the skies to be clear overnight, the winds to be light. Beautiful night, really a perfect night tonight for our Friday evening. Here's your allergy forecast. That really hasn't changed over the last few days. It's a 9 for the next 3 days. That's a high range of allergens. Low temperature tonight for you, Las Cruces, 65 degrees. So you're waking up to perfection tomorrow morning, and then your high 94 in the afternoon with fairly light winds. Tonight for us, 72 at the International Airport, and we'll wake up also to a gorgeous clear morning, beautiful afternoon, couple of fluffy clouds and 96, and those east winds at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. On Sunday, sunshine, a little breezy at times, high temperature 95, 96 on Monday, couple of clouds, but by Monday night, look out in the distance. We could see some distant lightning. That's the indicator things are about to change and our monsoon is about to come back. Well, it comes back with potentially a vengeance on Tuesday. Strong storms potentially by Tuesday afternoon and evening with a high of 93 degrees that day. All of that takes us into Wednesday with a heavy rain threat. We could see some very strong thunder showers in that period with a surge of mid-level moisture. 92 on Thursday with late-day thunder showers. A dry day on Friday, partly cloudy. 97 on Saturday with a slight storm chance and some thunder showers possible on Sunday as well. Monica, let's hear those comments.
All right, so yes, let's go ahead and set it all up for you guys. So as you just saw at the beginning, Cracker Barrel did introduce that new look. But, I mean, it was met with backlash, and now the company has actually lost money. So that's the new design on your right. And you can see that on the left is the original one, what has been standing for the last 50 years. Well, the company actually shed almost $100 million in market value because of the backlash it received online. Now, the company's website says that the man in the barrel and the old logo represented the old country store experience where people would gather and share stories. Is that not what we're doing with the new logo? I don't know. But we shared this story on our social media accounts, and well, a lot of you guys had lots of thoughts to share. So we're going to start off with Lisa Navarro, who writes, yeah, it's a horrible new logo. I miss the paper menus, and they're also changing the inside look eventually. Joaquin Borrego says, quote, the right is so sensitive, easily triggered. And Joyce Jones writes, good, they need to keep it the same. You know, I don't know. Robert, what do you think about this? I feel like, oh, and we have one more comment. It's Walter Waldo who says, go woke or go broke, LOL. I don't know. Robert, I know that you enjoy, come on over.
I'm just gonna, forgive me while I work in through here to give my opinion.
What's your opinion?
That was graceful. Thank you, Robert.
It was really good.
In defense of the logo change, companies look at their bottom line and their trends, and the CEO's job is to try to predict the future and where the trend is going and what people want, and to make it the best they can. I can assure you that they didn't change their logo to try to make everybody go, I never want to go there again. On the other side of the coin, if you have a sentimental attachment to a restaurant, you know, if McDonald's suddenly changed its arches, even I would be like,
well, I have great news for everyone. You guys can get a free side August 23rd and 24th if you guys visit Cracker Barrel.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
What about a chicken fried steak?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't think that's a side.
All right.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Financial Fridays, sponsored by One Source Federal Credit Union.
This week's Financial Fridays focuses on payment protection. When life happens, we want you to be prepared. So in the event of an injury, whether on the job, at home, or if you're in a car accident, we want you to know that we are here to help. Even the most responsible person can be hit with bills they can no longer pay due to being out of work. But at OneSource, we can add our payment protection plan to your OneSource auto or personal loan, helping you minimize the impact of the unexpected. Our payment protection is affordable, and it may cover both you and your co-borrower, giving you one less thing to worry about. To learn more, give us a call or check out our website. We want to help you and be there for you when life's unexpected events happen. Why? Because we're OneSource. Of course.
KTSM.
Putting local first.
Well, that does it for us. Have a great weekend, guys.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.